All right. I just hung up with a phone call. Somebody reached out to me on my DM. Shout out to him for doing it. Shout out to all you guys who do it, looking for some advice or just want to have somebody to talk to. In his case, he's 325 pounds. I want to encourage anybody, please reach out if you want to. I'm happy to help. 325 pounds. Jerry, what do? I say, okay, what's your weight? Where are you going? What do you need to do? He says, I want to weigh 250 pounds. I'll be golden. I'll say, fantastic. Now, let me back up and say, I've had this conversation. I've probably talked to 75 people in the last year. I absolutely enjoy talking to people, but this is a recurring theme in every one of these conversations, particularly with men. And that is, you want to be 250 pounds. Perfect. How tall are you? 5'11". Now, anybody who is listening to this, who has had one of these conversations with me, will know exactly what I'm talking about. And this is my answer and what I'm passing along to all of you. You're fooling yourselves. I know it's tough to come up with that number because it seems so far away that you actually need to get to. There's two reasons why we do it, I believe. One is ego, and the other one is just the size of the challenge. 325 and saying I'm going to get to 250 is a hell of a lot easier on the brain. There's just no way around it. It's just easier on the brain, but you got to stop that. You got to understand that in order to get healthy, in order to lose the weight that you want to lose and to get healthy the way that you want to, the way that you've seen me do it, it's all right here. It's all discipline. You got to get here under control, and all of this will follow. This is the hard part. This is the easy part. Once you've mastered here, you can master this a hell of a lot easier. The problem is mastering this is brutal. Mastering this for the food is difficult. Mastering this for the discipline it takes to go out and consistently work like you should, go for a walk every time like you should. It's difficult. It's hard. So we fool ourselves into a smaller number to make it somewhat more easy, but still justifiable that we're going to feel better and this is going to be the right weight. And imagine what I would be at 250. No. Go for what you should. You know, if you're 5'11", you should weigh about 185, 190 pounds. Well, Jerry, I'm thick. It doesn't matter. You're 5'11", right? At best, you're going to be 200 pounds. And that's where ego comes in with men in particular. Men want to have that 2 in front of it. I don't care what my weight is as long as it's a healthy weight. Right now, I'm 241 pounds. I'm 130 pounds of lean mass. I've put on 27 pounds of muscle over the last 2 years. Right now, I love being 6'4", 240 pounds. No lie, I'm not going to lie about it. But if it was 6'4" and 225 pounds, I'm going to be jacked and happy. At 216 pounds, which is what I got to last year, I was perfectly reasonably happy, and I thought maybe I'd go to 210. But somewhere between 220 and 225, doing those exercises for me is where I should be. I'm packing on a bunch of muscle, so I put on about 10 pounds of extra weight. I'll clean that up after my birthday when I'm done doing this exercise. The point being, I don't care what the number is, as long as that's the healthy number I should be at. And I'm not going to fool myself, and I've talked to enough guys about this to know that you all got to tell yourself what you should be. Not what you think is achievable, not what you think is possible, not what seems easier in your head but still justifiable as a legitimate amount of weight to lose. Not that going from 325 to 250 is not better for you, but go from 325 to the number that you should and embrace what that should be and discipline yourself and be in control and have your own agency over what you're doing with your life and the changes that you're making. That's the way I did it. So if you ask my advice, that's what I did it. Now, I celebrated every 10 pounds. So when you're 325 and you get to 319, jump up and down a little bit. Take a minute or two. Enjoy it. Take a picture of the scale. 309, you do the same thing. 299 is a big one. You break into them twos, you're crushing it. Now you're on your way to 200. Let's get that 199 under our belt. It can be done. You do it right. A year, maybe, at best. Maybe 15 months, 14 months, somewhere in there. No problem. But let's be realistic about what it means to get our health back, put all of the odds in our favor, and move that disease off the table. Like and subscribe if you would, please. Pass this along to people that you think could help by hearing it. And I appreciate everybody listening. Opportunities are everywhere. But you got to go get them. Go for a walk.